I don't know what it is about the horror genre, but, we always seem to go towards haunted hotels. Like Psycho, like, I know that's not necessarily at a hotel. Well, it kind of is. Like the Bates home, the Bates motel, that kind of stuff. Um, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Shining, that's another one. Disney's Tower of Terror, that takes place in a haunted hotel. And now we have this movie, which, again, adds more to the pile of haunted hotel IP that, actually, you know, it works. Like, it's just, I don't know what we find creepy about hotels, but we do. We just do. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strong from Quick Time Reactions, and I thought today to be a nice little capper to my busy weekend slash start of my week this week that I would go to the mystery movie that AMC usually does, or at least have been doing regularly for quite a while now. Tonight was a horror movie selection, as you can probably have guessed by my intro. And this one was actually for a movie that I was actually quite interested in seeing because I had actually done the trailer reactions for this movie. And that would be Hokum. This movie is written and directed by Damian McCarthy, who gave us Cavity and Oddity, two movies that I have not checked out, but I do remember when Oddity came out. I remember seeing the trailers for that, and I'm like, yeah, that looks really creepy. I might check that out, but it never, I shouldn't say it never played, because it did play. I just couldn't find anywhere that it was showing, like, relatively close to me. So I hadn't checked out his two other works before coming to this movie. The film stars Adam Scott, Peter Coonan, David Wilmot, Florence Ordish, Will O'Connell, Austin Emilio, as well as a whole host of others. And it tells the story of Ohm Bauman, who is an author. And he decides to, go out and, kind of escape from his work for a little bit. And he decides to go international, and he stays at this hotel. And if you will know from my trailer, I think it was my second trailer reaction, that the honeymoon suite is off limits. Why? Because they think that there may be a witch in that room. So, does curiosity kill the cat in this instance? And will Ohm go down there and see what is going on in that room? We'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, this movie was giving me the creeps just with the initial stuff that I was seeing in the trailer. And it looked like it was going to be really, really scary. So obviously I was going to go and see this when it comes out on May 1st, which, funny enough, that day I was probably going to end up going to see Devil Wears Prada 2. So that would have been such a jarring shift to go from Devil Wears Prada 2 to Hokum. But now I don't have to do that. I can just go and have fun at the movies. Not to say that I didn't have fun watching this. This was a different type of fun. But yeah, this movie was absolutely just it was is scary, and it was also very unnerving as well because Ohm Bauman has a lot of stuff that's going on with him. He is a very complex character because you see the actions that he does very early on in the movie, and he is not the most likable guy in the world. But as the film progresses, you understand why he is the way that he is because he has had a lot of traumatic stuff happen in his life. I'm not going to get into what exactly that is, but there is a lot of trauma that's rooted in this. And, I think that's what made him a really interesting character. And the fact that he does have a character arc in this movie that I thought was really, really good. And it shows by the way that he, thinks about how he might end his next book, how that changes from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. I thought that was a really well done way to show like his character growth and to kind of circle it back to the beginning of the movie. So I thought that was a really nice touch. McCarthy, his writing and his direction is really, really good. I'm not spoiling this when I say this, but there's shots of these like figurines, and it's part of a model, obviously, but like it's up close shots of these like figurines, and it's pitch black as someone is like narrating a story. And it's just adds to the unsettling feeling that like something is wrong at this hotel. So I thought that like his shots and the way that he creates suspense and dread through those shots, it was really well done. So shouts out to McCarthy as well as his cinematographer Colm Hogan. Just really excellent job on that front. Music wise was done by Joe Bashara, who you may know because of his work in a little franchise known as the Insidious movies. He's also been a longtime collaborator of Mr. James Wan. So the Conjuring movies, or at least the early ones, done by Wan. He scored those. He scored all of the Insidious movies, like I said. And you might also recognize him as the red face demon from the Insidious franchise as well. That's him as well. So he is obviously no stranger to creating really, really good horror scores and just picking the right moment to like just add in a sting in the score to make you like really jump out of your seat. Because I will admit wholeheartedly that one of the scares that happened in this movie, I literally kicked my feet up out of the seat because of how much it scared me. Like, this was one of those movies where it was like, I know where the scare is going to happen, but I still like covered my face up and watched the movie like this for would say probably a good 50% of this movie. Like, even though I know the jump scare is coming, I still don't want to see it. I still don't want to see it. It takes me a lot to like get familiarized with a horror movie and then to just be like, I'm good now. Like, it's that process of being desensitized by it and like knowing, okay, this is where that's going to happen. That's where, so yeah. That's always happens to me whenever I watch a horror movie and I know a jump scare is coming. I immediately cover my face up so I don't see it. But that's just how I watch horror movies. But yeah, man, this was a really, really good horror movie. like really interesting characters. Not just Adam Scott's character, Bauman, but also just littered throughout the cast. McCarthy's writing and direction is really, really good. And also, again, props to the cinematographer as well. Colm Hogan for composing those shots. Like, the way that they are able to, like, pull focus on some of those shots where it's like obviously Adam Scott's in the background, but then they focus on something in the, or no, I said that wrong. Adam Scott is in the foreground, but then we focus on something in the background, and the way that they rack focus, absolutely awesome. And then you also catch glimpses of like something behind Adam Scott. So, and it's just really, really good stuff. Score by Bashara, also really, really good. Adds tension where it needs to. Adds that, kind of jump to the jump scare. And the scares also in this, really, really good as well. Like I said, kicked my feet up out of the seat on one of them. And had me watch the movie through, like this for a good 50% of it. So, that's the hallmark to me for a good horror movie. If you can get me to watch a movie like through my armpit, or not my armpit, the bend of my arm, like, you're doing something good right there. But yeah, Hokum is a really, really good horror movie, and I definitely recommend it to you guys when it comes out. On April 1st. I definitely recommend seeking this one out when it comes out. But those are just my thoughts on the movie. What are your guys' thoughts on the movie? Let me know down in the comments section below. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it for me on this one, guys. Be safe out there, and again, I will reiterate, it's movies like this as to why I sleep with my doors closed. I sleep with a light on, and I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I don't want to wake up and see, something out of place or a monster in my room. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I take every single precaution that I can to avoid that. So, those are just my tips and tricks on how to avoid monsters in your room. Just saying. And I'll catch you guys next time.